Alright guys, TacticalRab here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far. Thought I'd pronounce it properly for once, and yesterday was a very interesting day because it was the first time we have really seen one of these top tier professional teams playing it from the facility they will be playing from for the upcoming CDL 2021 season. Optic Chicago yesterday playing all out of the HECZQUARTERS. This was beneficial for them for a couple of reasons. Of course, they were in this LAN environment as if they were playing on LAN, right, with all the guys lined up next to each other. That's going to be great for content, probably going to be great for the intensity of the matches and getting the best level of performance out of these guys, but also the internet situation was certainly very favourable for them, as we'll look at in the coming minutes here in these results. Intrigued to get your thoughts in the comment section below whether some other teams will follow Optic down this route. Certainly some of the facilities I believe will be being used for the upcoming season, but those teams that aren't in their own facilities, they might have a difficult time. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from GodRx, all these roster changes I'm hearing, this is in the Challenger side. Chaos over there right now in terms of these roster changes after that 4th Challenger Cup. MajorManiak gets dropped from his team, been playing my best COD lately, so if you're down to make it to Sundays, pick this man up. But his former team has now gone on to pick up Insight, so this looks kind of interesting, right? Because Scrappy, Onyx and Teskey are playing now with Insight. This could maybe some sort of a Toronto Ultra Academy squad or something, given that Insight, of course, is the substitute over there. And we've seen similar things elsewhere with like DiamondCon, for example, playing with guys that end up then getting signed to the New York Subliners Academy later on. So that may be what's going on here, especially because I think MajorManiak said on Reddit that they got an offer from an organisation that they really couldn't refuse, so it may be something along those lines. There was also some discussion from the amateur scene as well, as Parasite says, problem with the AM scene is no one knows how to actually improve. I think definitely some frustrations from more of the veteran players that are now in the Challenger side from some of these roster changes that were being made. Karma said I was beating or almost beating teams, not even playing competitively, and I think Mork said as well the Challenger scene is laughable, but I think at the end of the day he did manage to find a 4th for their squad, whatever exactly that is going to be going forward. So we'll have to see the next Challenger Cup, I believe, on the 30th of January. Of course, in only 4 days' time, we're going to have this opening at Kickoff Classic weekend, where I imagine Optic Chicago are going to be playing it from their HECZQUARTERS as they were in practice yesterday, getting things ready to go. So as Scump says, streamers live, practicing from their HECZQUARTERS. And of course, like, we're talking about practice. This is scrims at the end of the day. The results of the scrims don't matter too much. But what I thought was particularly notable is that a few days ago, Scump was complaining about internet issues and they're playing against Florida Mutineers, the new Florida Mutineers with Neptune in the team on stream. They had somewhat of a difficult time. I think Florida had a pretty good scrim result against them there, but just a few days later in this new environment, all the guys lined up next to each other playing in a proper competitive environment like you would in an actual tournament situation. Going to be better for content for sure, like Hex was wandering around behind them. I'm sure there's going to be some great things they can do on the content side during the matches themselves, getting some actual player reactions and stuff, which really we weren't able to get last year, when it went online and everyone was kind of playing from their own homes. But their scrim results yesterday were significantly better. Seems that, a pretty scary team to come up against right now. A lot of people have, maybe Dallas, maybe Optic, number 1, number 2 in these early online power rankings. I believe in just a few days' time, ILLey is going to be coming down to Texas as well, so they will probably have a similar facility. And honestly, if you don't have a facility in a good region, for example, Los Angeles Grillers, I'm not sure if they're playing from a facility, and if they're not, then, they're certainly going to be playing from California, even if they are playing in a facility, which, definitely says to me that's not the ideal internet situation. Those guys are probably going to have a difficult time, especially playing against a team like Optic Chicago or Dallas Empire, playing for their own facility in the heart of Texas, where pretty much all the servers are best placed. So I watched the first set of scrims here up against the Minnesota Rokkr, and given what they were doing a couple of days ago, Scump just could not lose a gunfight right here. It was pretty incredible to watch that, everything was just going in his favor, like here on the raid hardpoint against the Minnesota Rokkr. They did not lose a hardpoint scrim all day. I think they lost a few controls, maybe 3 and 3 in control or something. We'll look at that in just a second, against the scrims they played against the Rokkr and then the Florida Mutineers. But in hardpoints, they were 10 and 0. Scump was going like double positive every single map, and Dashy was saying similar things. I'll show a couple of clips of you guys right here of these guys talking about, look, I cannot lose a gunfight. This internet is out of control. We're basically playing from the NASA headquarters.
20 court, guys, 20 court. One's deep jungle on me.
I flashed him down, mating him.
Guys got the sprints, yeah.
I have my top.
I'm in kitchen.
Anyone top? Could be outskirts. Outskirts on you. Yeah, he's front on me.
Yo, I flipped him, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're gonna be behind us right now.
Yeah, I'm looking over you guys on time.
They could be driveway.
Yeah, driveway to top right now.
White van.
Oh my god, I'm trick shotting!
Missing one. I'm looking the.
I don't play dead.
I'm being honest. Lower wing. Watch out, lower wing.
Oh my,
Sit on
what
the
the,
second.
what?
Get on him, bro. Gotta catch that. Close, they catch.
Absolute close.
Oh One shot exit.
We're dying in 2 bullets, bro.
Oh, I'm going double positive, man.
We're literally rocking.
All right.
Yo, Hector's internet might be godlike. I'm
telling you-
insta-killing people.
Nah, I'm telling you they switched it, bro. Matt, it's not the same. You gotta make sure.
4 of us are on a 1,000.
Bro, whoever switched the internet, good Matt.
So as I say, the results of the scrims themselves don't really matter too much. It is, of course, practice at the end of the day. But I did think it was particularly notable, given it was the first time they were playing in one facility together, and pretty much the first team of any team that I know of to really be doing that and preparing for the upcoming season, the level that Optic Chicago was. Their results, of course, in the hardpoint, as you can see, pretty incredible. Just smoke Minnesota off the map. They win the first control very comfortably as well, before getting kind of smoked then on Garrison and Raid. So not the best end to the scrim set for them, all things considered, but still a 6-2 map count, pretty damn good going. And then against Florida Mutineers, it was 7-1 map count. They lose the raid control, but apart from that, they win everything in addition to winning all the hard points as well. So was definitely a very impressive set of scrims from Optic Chicago, and it seemed to me that there were a couple of things stepping up their game. The internet situation certainly seemed a lot better, playing all there together rather than being separate and probably having some dodgy internet lines, but also the fact that you're all lined up next to each other. Like, okay, you've got Scump sitting on the left-hand side, Dashy just to his right. You know, you can fist bump before the games, puts you in more of that tournament mindset. I imagine if you're just playing from home on your typical setup you play every day, getting in that kind of tournament, it's time to win mindset is a little bit more difficult to do, right? And probably you're playing next to each other gets you in that mode of like, all right, it's time to win a championship. And I think that that definitely favors, even though it might be a small difference, small things matter at this kind of high level of Call of Duty. And I can see that making a difference for Optic Chicago and the other teams that go down this route in coming days, as they may well do. Formal also says this. We'll talk a little bit later today about this kind of 60 Hz, 144 Hz monitor stuff that some pros have been realizing they weren't actually enabling. But as Formal says, I was playing on 60 Hz since I got to Texas, switched to 240 today, and got streaks every single map. So Formal clearly got some upgrades, moving from California now to Texas now on 240 Hz monitors. And I think Scump also said they were playing on the league PC, so the setups they were using yesterday were the official, the proper setups. The league has sent them out to be used for these upcoming professional matches at the Kickoff Classic this weekend, and then a couple of weeks after that at the opening, well, the opening weekend they're calling it, but effectively just the start of the season itself. So I thought this was entertaining that Envoy says as well. So I play with my headset backwards. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with this, but if you guys weren't aware, Envoy for some reason plays with his headset on backwards. I think like when he was a kid or something, he used to put his headset on like backwards by accident, and therefore his brain has just got used to the sound coming out the wrong ear. In real life, he just operates like a normal human. For some reason in game, it works better to have the sound coming the opposite way around. I have no idea how that even works. But as he says, I had to play with my headset, on the right way today, maybe because he had a different setup or something, and only lost 3 maps the entire day. I am just built different. So with Optic Chicago clearly having some decent success with this move to this facility, looks like ILLey is moving back to Dallas next week. I imagine they may well do a similar thing. They have they have their own facility over there. I think they were planning and did have all the players in that one facility at one point last season. So I imagine they're probably going to go for a similar thing this time around. And well, definitely to me says, I don't think Atlanta FaZe are going to be doing the same thing. To my understanding, Cellium is in Texas. The rest of the guys are in Atlanta. I'm not sure if they're going to be moving from the start of the season. I haven't seen any tweets to that effect. And if that's not the case, they will all be playing separately. And well, maybe that does give them somewhat of a disadvantage compared to, well, what Optic Chicago and Dallas Empire are probably looking to do for the start of the season. A couple of other things I thought were interesting here, just to finish off the video. Morks tweeted this out yesterday, and what appears on the surface to just be him as well. He's downloaded a clip of him hacking, or he's downloaded some hacks, and now he's just using the wall hacks here in his clip. Apparently this was like his housemate or something had actually downloaded it instead, and like he was like showing a clip from using that. But yeah, pretty confusing to me. I guess just trying to show how easy it is to do this and to get away with it. But I was kind of mind blown Morks was doing this at first glance, because well, Activision probably isn't going to be too happy that one of their players in the challenger scene has downloaded hacks. But he did go on to explain it. So well, Clayson says, damn you hacking, and still can't win with Aches. But as he goes on to explain this in this clip a little bit later, like, look, it was my housemate or whatever, he decided to download it for whatever reason, and I just took that video of him playing. But still, with all the issues in the challenger side we looked at a little bit earlier, with the roster changes and stuff that some people aren't necessarily too happy with, well, the cheating issue is something which certainly comes up every couple of days, to be honest, at the current time. It's pretty unfortunate to see. Thought I'd bring this up real quick as well, because I saw someone posted on Reddit, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. A look back at what happened. I believe it was, well, this time really last year, a couple of months after this time, I believe. But after New York Sibilants had a difficult start to the season, Zero was having a tough time, and they decided to bring Happy into the squad instead of Doug Sensor Martin. You guys might remember that, well, Papa Sensor, that being Sensor's father, came out on Instagram right here to talk some trash on the New York Subliners and said, New York Subliners, the friendship team, because Sensor, of course, the substitute on that roster, and was kind of promised, as he described on the Stay Attached podcast not too long ago, that he would at least have some chance in the starting lineup. But the players on that team decided, well, not to go down that route. Accuracy, tyrant, loser, bad leader, Temp, hothead, bad team player. Attached gets a funny one as well. Zoomer, I love Zoomers. Champ, nice guy, but needs a spine. And at Zero gets a decent rep. Poor team choice, but still a champ. Happy gets a clearly ill-prepared. But Sensor, four-time champ, proven leader, motivator, clear leader, New York Subliner solution, it is as plain as the nose on your face. Thought this is a nice little throwback here to what happened, well, you know, roughly this time last year. And then maybe we'll get something similar coming up this time around. Who really knows? Sensor's team, I think, for the Challenger scene is still not quite set in stone for these upcoming Challengers Cups. But I'll try and keep you guys updated if and when we are made aware. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.